All right, for the Turkish Get Up, this is a really excellent movement for helping us maintain the ability to get down on the floor and to get back up off of the floor, which as we age is something that tends to get a little bit tougher in our later years. So for this movement, we are going to start on the floor. We only need a single weight. We can use a dumbbell or a kettlebell, or in the beginning, we can also perform this exercise body weight just to make sure we have the mechanics down before we start adding load to it, just like we would with any other movement. So I'm going to hold that weight in one hand, and I'm going to start out with that weight pressed up, much like a floor press position. So with that weight extended, whatever side I have the weight on, I'm going to bend that same side leg so that my foot is flat on the ground. My other arm is going to go out on a 45-degree angle. I don't want it straight out to the side, but I also don't want it right by my side. I want it right in between the two, again on about a 45-degree angle. From here, my first movement is to roll onto my other shoulder. So if I'm using a weight or if I'm just holding my hand in the air, I first start by trying to reach this arm across my body, and you'll feel that that makes your momentum want to start to roll onto your shoulder, which is where we're trying to go, because our first stopping point is getting up to the elbow on this free arm side. Now, from this position, I'm going to press and try to lift myself up so that I'm planted on my hand. This is our starting position for our bridge. Now from here, the half Turkish Get Up, which is what some of us may need to do, is where we bridge our hips off of the floor and then we sit right back down, go back to the elbow, and go back to the starting position. Some of us in the beginning may just need to work this half Turkish Get Up a bunch of times if our shoulders don't allow for the second half that's coming, or we just need to work on the mechanics a little bit better. Now, from this position, for the second half of the Turkish Get Up, once I bridge my hips off of the floor, I'm going to take this straight leg and sweep it under my body so that I come to my knee on that leg. Now that my knee is on the floor, I can try to unweight my hand coming into a half kneeling position. I'll fix my legs so that I can stand all the way up, legs come together, and this is the halfway point for the Turkish Get Up. Yes, we have to get back down the same exact way. So from this starting position, if you remember, the opposite leg is what we're going to step back into a lunge for. You're going to kneel down onto that knee, fix your foot, place that hand onto the ground. Now we're going to sweep our leg back through to that starting position, sit your butt back down, back to the elbow, and then all the way back to the floor. I'm going to demonstrate one more time as I give some tips and tricks on the Turkish Get Up. The biggest one is making sure that you keep eye contact with that weight the entire way through. What that's going to do is make it a lot easier to balance that weight. You're going to see what it's doing so that you can adjust to it appropriately. The other thing to really pay attention to is not trying to use too heavy of a weight too soon. This is a movement that we really want to express a lot of control with. As you take your time in the beginning, trying to learn the solids of the mechanics, you'll be able to increase that weight as you perform this movement more and more. But I really advise keeping it light and really working on crisping those mechanics up before adding a whole bunch of weight. Good luck.